Welcome to Cambodia Business Week. This is Anthony Galliano, and we're very happy today to talk about the Cambodia Real Estate Awards, which is being, I guess, founded or sponsored by realestate.com.kh. And on this day, the awards are tonight. So at 6 o'clock, so we're broadcasting on Friday.
Yep.
So tonight we'll know the winners, but I wanted to welcome back Tom O'Sullivan, who's the CEO of realestate.com.kh. Now his third time here on the show. So you've now become Anthony. The most prolific guest on Cambodia Business Week.
No one's been on three times?
No, you've hit the record.
All right. Good.
Welcome back, Tom.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for coming.
No, it's a pleasure.
A very exciting Friday. It's the day, right?
Yep.
All the submissions have been put in. The judges have reviewed them. The People's Choice also. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But tonight you're going to award quite a few awards.
Yes, we are.
Right.
So we're pretty excited.
So let's talk about what is the. This is the first year you're having the Cambodia Real Estate Awards.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you came up with the idea, why you're doing it, and what are the Cambodia Real Estate Awards.
Sure. So we first came up with the idea sitting in our office because someone in the office received a phone call from I think it was a potential buyer who was getting very frustrated trying to work out which real estate agent to use, trying to understand which agent they can trust. And sort of we continued this conversation after we got off the call with the potential buyer, and we thought, there must be a better way in Cambodia for consumers to be able to find the most credible, professional and licensed real estate agents in Cambodia, because we operate in a market where there's thousands of unlicensed real estate agents.
Right.
And then to continue from that, in the Cambodia real estate industry, the real estate agents are often the forgotten party in a way, because everyone's talking about the Bore market or the condo market and the developers, but we definitely thought there was a gap in the market, so to say, for a platform to identify excellence in real estate, but focusing on the real estate agents and the real estate agencies and the valuation companies. So, but then we knew we are only really one piece of the puzzle in terms of we are not a real estate agent and we are not a developer, and we work with over 80% of the real estate agents in the market. So we're a natural party to sort of get behind something like the Cambodia Real Estate Awards. But importantly, we needed to engage the CVEA, who we're jointly bringing the awards to Cambodia with, who are the sort of the...
What is for those that don't understand the abbreviation?
The Cambodian Valuers and Estate Agents Association in Cambodia. And I would say 99% of the licensed agents are members of that association, and they're the association that will lobby the government and to come up with education courses and things like that for real estate. So and of course we're a member as well, and the president, Mr. Kim Hang, is also behind these awards and have jointly organised them with us. So it was important to get them on board, but of course we want to make sure we're awarding the only agents and agencies that are licensed, as I said before.
Right. So this is a very important distinction.
Yeah.
I understand the Ministry of Economy and Finance has endorsed these, as you say, and they have seen the submissions, they've seen the awards, and they're 100% behind this. But one of the important things for the government was that those that are getting considered or awarded are licensed agents.
Yeah, because the Ministry of Economy and Finance have absolutely endorsed the Cambodia Real Estate Awards. So we're sort of bringing it to the market with three parties: ourselves, the CVA, and the Ministry of Economy and Finance. And tonight, the guest of honour is His Excellency May Van from the ministry. But yeah, absolutely, we didn't want to award anyone that was unlicensed, because ultimately for the winners, they will be given a seal that they can use on all marketing. So this is a way. So then, real estate agents and agencies that win can use the seal on their website, on their business cards, and then the consumer can ultimately identify or further identify, or the awards can help them identify which agents are licensed in the market and which agents are professional and that the consumer can trust.
And from us, always, from Cambodia Business Week, the criticality of following government regulations and being licensed, this is just a testament of the importance of this. So whether you're in a broker of any kind or in insurance or a tax agent or whatever you're doing, you should be licensed. Right. The awards themselves. So there's many categories. I won't have you get exhausted telling us about it, but just let's talk about the core awards that are being given out, and then we'll talk about the judging process.
Yeah, so we divided the awards up in a few different ways. We identified sort of the key focuses of real estate agents. So, for example, Valuation Company of the Year or the Valuation Professional of the Year.
Let's go through a bit the category. I know that I said one thing, but there's not that many. So
so there's not that many categories. But for example, Real Estate Agency of the Year, which is one of the main ones. But then we split that up further into two separate categories because we wanted it to be achievable. We wanted, an agency that only sort of has 10 staff members to be able to win an award.
Right.
Because they might be professionals in their field and they might be high achievers, but, they might not have 60 staff members. They might not be doing all functions of a real estate agent. So we didn't necessarily think it was fair that...
So you have like boutique.
Yeah, that's right.
Corporate.
Boutique, corporate, and enterprise.
Okay, so there's three categories for Real Estate Agent of the Year.
Yeah, where it was relevant, we have three categories, and then for some of the sort of company-based categories, we only had one. And then for all the individual awards, so for the real estate...
you're rewarding individuals as well.
Yes, so real estate agents and valuers. And in that category, we don't split that up. So there's only one winner for those
So
categories.
the winner of that a personal award is going to get a lot of phone calls.
Yes. I mean, ultimately...
So I'm the Real Estate Agent of the Year.
Sure, and absolutely. But even sort of... with anything with awards, right? Like some people don't win, and that's always hard. But at the same time, the winner gives them something to aspire to,
right?
And ultimately, the consumer will still look at them and say, "Okay, you entered the awards, you were shortlisted in the awards, and
so you are going to mention the nominees, like the Oscars."
On the night, we won't.
Okay.
Tonight, we won't. Only because, as you mentioned, we have a lot of awards to get through.
Right.
And a lot of formalities. And we don't want... Although the night's going to be sort of the night of nights for real estate in Cambodia for the year. But, if we're announcing shortlisted and we're having lots of speeches, acceptance speeches, we'll go a bit too late into the night. So we're also conscious of everyone's time as well.
Right, and real estate's really become so important as a industry in Cambodia. So there's a lot of focus on it.
Yeah.
So was there a lot of interest from the industry in these awards?
Yeah, huge interest from developers. So a lot of the Cambodian developers, international and local, are actually sponsoring this evening tonight. And a lot of the developers we present in the room.
So there's going to be tonight 350 people?
Over 350 people.
Wow.
There'll be about 380 people at Sofitel.
At the Sofitel Hotel.
Yeah.
And it's like a black tie.
It is a black tie event.
Now I'm invited, but I can't fit into my tuxedo anymore. Can I still go?
It's you can still come, and it's a funny one because when you're trying to pull all these things together, I must say our marketing team's done a phenomenal job. But how many real estate agents and business people actually own a black suit or, of course, a tuxedo?
Right.
Anyway, so the marketing went out.
It's not easy to get a tuxedo in town.
No, I know. Anyway, so the marketing went out and I saw all the invitations and it said black tie and I was like, oh, my God. So won't be going home, and I'll be wearing this
Okay.
with a black tie. So I'm not exactly fitting into the dress code.
Well, we'll get there in year 3.
Yeah.
So we said it's the first year you're doing this, and congratulations. I mean, I think we
Thanks.
need more of these industry types awards across a lot more industries. We could do it for banks, insurance companies, and so forth. I hope that comes about. But there's also, besides there's 2 sort of types of judging these awards.
Yeah.
One is you have a panel of judges, which
Yeah.
we'll ask you to talk about a little bit, and you also have the People's Choice.
Yeah.
Which is a great category. So I guess you get a lot of call up your friends and say, please vote for me. But I'm sure a lot of people also in the industry will.
Yeah, I'm sure there is a lot of.
All right,
that,
so let's talk about first the easy one, the People's Choice Awards.
Yeah.
What they are and how the voting took place.
Sure. So we do have an independent judging panel for the majority of the categories, but we did identify that public opinion is also important.
Right.
So, we do understand that there possibly would be people calling up their friends and saying please vote. For that reason, we sort of we limited the People's Choice stuff to we did a little bit of Facebook voting,
Right.
but we really focused it on the Cambodia Real Estate Awards website because we believe, or we know, the traffic we're attracting to that website were actual industry people that would make a sort of not a better decision, but often when you put things on Facebook, people just click things for no reason.
So they're doing it through the Cambodia Real Estate Awards website.
That's right. Yeah.
And what are the 2 categories?
So it's People's Choice Award for individual real estate agents, persons,
Right.
and then it's People's Choice Award for the company.
Okay.
As well.
And there's no write-ins here. It's just you have nominated a set of individuals.
The individuals and the agencies had to nominate themselves to be in that category.
Right.
We didn't think it was fair to just put people's names in if they hadn't been.
And how'd the voting go? A lot of people interested?
We had thousands of people vote. Yeah, it was very engaging, and it was a reflection on how popular the real estate industry is in Cambodia.
Okay, now the ones that the judges are doing. So first, I'll disclose I'm one of the judges, so that make it simple.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. No.
I had a lot of fun doing it, by the way. It was a very thorough process. It wasn't something that you just ticked boxes. You really had to read these submissions. The submissions were very thorough with a lot of information. And then there was a scoring system. And I tell you, I must have spent about 10 or 15 hours. So I'm going to enjoy my dinner tonight with a few drinks because I worked pretty hard at doing this. But let's talk about who the judges are first.
Yep.
You don't have to talk about me. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
You have a main judge?
Yeah, so Dr. Soxipana
Right.
is our head judge. Of course, we have yourself,
Right.
Anthony Galliano. We have Teng Rati is also a judge.
And Teng Riti's from, everybody knows Dr. Sapana, but where is Teng Riti from?
Teng Rati has been in the real estate industry for many years. He's acted as a real estate agent. He's been a developer. He's worked with some of the biggest developers in the country. And Teng Rati was really important to the awards because we wanted to make sure we had enough Cambodian people on the judging panel. So, of course, the head judge is Cambodian. Teng Rati is Cambodian, and
he started out, from the bottom up, right? He's been in
That's
all.
right.
Yeah, that's a
Absolutely.
great guy to have on there.
and of course we also have Stephen Path, who's
So Teng Riti owns which firm, or he's
he owns our investments.
we got to give him some marketing plugs here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Teng Riti, our investments,
Yeah.
and Stephen Path, some of us know.
Stephen Path from Path Amazing. Yeah, I've known Stephen for a long time, and one or two people have asked me, well, Stephen Path's in tech and he builds websites, and
Right.
and why would he be fit to judge in the real estate circle? But we really wanted to make sure we had a Cambodian entrepreneur.
Right. And so this could get personal as well. I mean, people know people.
Yeah, which
people
is
may
also
like people and may not like people. I
Sure.
mean, for me, it was interesting because I have limited real estate exposure. So when I looked at these, and there was actually both written applications and videos.
Yes.
So some people I knew personally, but it was actually easy to judge because you had this in-depth information that was provided by the candidate,
Yep.
and also the videos. So you were able to really take an unbiased view across. And I think in the case of Stephen, that's actually works quite well, because Stephen wouldn't know these people too much individually.
That's exactly the conversation Stephen and I had recently. But also, Stephen's adds a different flavor in terms of he can log on to the website, he understands how it's been built, he understands their SEO, he understands sort of the tech side of things. And real estate agents anywhere in the world are in marketing. So Stephen really sort of has more of an in-depth knowledge of one of the key marketing sort of channels that a real estate agent would use, which is in their website. He also knows how hard it is to start a business. And
well, Tom, tell us a little bit about that, because this was something I found very interesting when I was looking at the applications. The real estate business has really changed. I remember it more as a sort of a person-to-person business. But now the applications, a lot of them, agents were talking about the use of WeChat, the use of how important social media is in what they're doing. So the digital side of the business has changed dramatically, which you're in, so you understand it.
Yeah.
So how has this really affected the industry in terms of, especially the applicants that are submitting?
Yeah, I think ultimately, like anything, real estate agents will still say the best leads are referrals from friends or people they've dealt with before. But absolutely, in a market like Cambodia, if you've got, say for example, you've got someone in China or Singapore, and if their go-to messaging app is WeChat, for example, then the agents that want to engage these potential clients, buyers and renters from those markets, they have to be able to use the technology relevant to that potential buyer.
So because we're getting a lot of inflows from China.
Yeah.
Right. So how important is WeChat for the Cambodian market in getting Chinese leads?
Yeah, WeChat's it's hard to generate leads from WeChat. There's a few big real estate focused groups on WeChat, us being one of them,
right,
and the leading one,
right.
Where we're writing content and educating Chinese consumers to be able to communicate over WeChat, which is a phenomenal app. It's pretty much like, it's a lot more than a messaging app, but the default for most of people using it in Cambodia is for communication. It's pretty much like WhatsApp, but the phenomenal thing about WeChat is, if you are dealing with a potential client from China, is the client can be messaging you in Chinese, and you can highlight the message and translate it into English.
So how's that? It's like Google Translate.
It's not perfect translation, right? But it's better than most of the other apps. But we also shouldn't forget about sort of what I think is the local dominant messaging app now, which is Telegram. I mean, we have realestate.com have an open group on Telegram with over 3,000 real estate agents on it.
Right. So I diverted significantly here, and I apologize.
Sorry.
We talked about Dr. Sapana being the main judge, myself as being a judge, and Stephen and Teng Rithi. There's one more, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, really important judge is Simon Van Cliff.
Right.
He's arguably one of the most versed people in real estate in this market.
And he works for the famous Don Pen Group, right?
He does, yeah. He works for Don Pen Group in Ing City. So it was also, well, it wasn't hard to choose the judges, but it is it is a process sort of working out who's not necessarily a real estate agent but understands the industry. And Simon himself is a RICS accredited valuer, which is the sort of leading valuation accreditation someone can have in valuations.
Right. All right. So those are the judges. Talk a little bit about the process of the judges evaluating the winners.
Sure. So,
and the sort of the independence, and also the overseeing of there's a company that was a supervisor. We'll talk about that as well.
Yeah. So we ultimately think we found some of the most trustworthy judges in Cambodia, right? Because Dr. Soxapana himself being one of the leading law firms, and we've spoken about the other two. So what happened is we opened the entries, and we defined the criteria in which an agent or an agency has to enter on, and we said to the entrants that the winners will be 100% based on the written application provided, as well as the video provided in any attachments. So we didn't take into consideration sort of people's personal experience with the agent so much, and to sort of try and be even more sort of transparent was to actually, on the judging forms, ask if a judge had used that agency before or not, to allow sort of judges openly discuss in the judges meeting, and Soxapana and myself individually sort of discuss each of the judges' scores, and really based on whether they'd used that agent before or not, just to make sure that, you know, there wasn't favoritism or anything like that with the judges. Yeah, but ultimately you've got to go out into the market and find the most credible judges you can.
Oh, yeah, and I have to say it was a fantastic panel, and it was a very robust debate.
It was. I got cut off pretty quickly the other day at the judges' meeting, because we had a lot to discuss, and everyone has, you know, their sort of day-to-day jobs to do, and businesses to run, and you know, and I have to add, like, the judges are all doing it for free, right? But you know, I just, when you go out to the market and you do things like awards, and you absolutely need an independent judging panel, I'm just forever indebted to the judges, because, you know, it's all well and good at the start, and then you're collecting the entries, and then, you know, we're organising the entries in a uniform way. But, you know, when we click send to the Cambodian Investment Management, who's overseeing the judging process with all the applications, and then you start to think, oh, wow, the judges actually have a big job to do. And, you know, with respect to them, they've all got, you know, they're either running their own business or they've got high positions at companies in Cambodia. So, yeah, we're forever indebted to the judging panel for the awards.
What certainly was striking to me is the effort that went in from the candidates. There was some 15-page submissions, you know, really describing what the firm does and their accreditations and how. And I think one of the interesting awards certainly was Employer of Choice.
Yeah, we thought that was a great award.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk not only about the business side, but also the human side of this. How did you guys look at the Employer of Choice award? Why was it important?
Well, you know, a real estate agency, they might not be signing the most deals, but that might not motivate them, you know. There might be motivation from many companies in Cambodia or agents in Cambodia to, okay, they're living in Cambodia or they're Cambodian themselves, and they really want to focus on something like developing people in the market and developing employees. And we really wanted to identify real estate agencies that, you know, sort of taking that extra care with the employees and developing their employees to become better at their job and better outside of their job.
All right. So the awards are tonight?
The awards are tonight.
You have some MCs and...
We have some MCs, yeah. We have MCs. We have a little bit of entertainment. We have a live band. And, yeah, it should be a pretty fun night.
So this is... on the level of the Oscars and the Emmy Awards for Cambodia.
Yeah, we think so. Definitely. You know, I think when we were first planning the awards, we thought we'd get 200 people, and then we thought we'd get 250 and 300.
380 people. Wow, that's going to fill the Sofitel up.
It's going to be a phenomenal night. Yeah.
All right. And what we would like to do is after the award ceremony tonight, on a show in I guess in a couple of weeks' time, we'd like to have the winners on.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So they could talk a little bit about how they won the award and why they won the award and so forth. So next year, this is going to be continual, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Next year we will do it again. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic, Tom. So I really look forward to it tonight. You must be very proud to have done this as well.
We are, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of work goes into it from the ministry, the CVA, ourselves, my team, the judges, and the people entering. Because it wasn't an easy thing to enter. We could have sort of gone out to the market and said, "Why do you think you should win?" But we knew that wouldn't give the judges enough information for them to actually score that person properly. So there's a lot of work that's gone into this from a lot of different parties, and I'm thankful to my team and everyone else involved.
All right. So tonight at the Sofitel, Cambodia Real Estate Awards, and we'll have some very happy winners tonight. And there's Real Estate Agent of the Year, 3 categories, right?
Yep.
Real Estate Company of the Year.
Yep.
Valuation.
Valuation Company of the Year, Employer of Choice. And then we also have, the Real Estate Agent, so the individual, but then also the Rental Agent of the Year, the Sale Agent of the Year. I can't remember them all off the top of my head, to be honest.
And again, a very rigorous process in making sure that all applications were considered fairly and transparently, and a very rigorous and robust process to judge the winners. So we will let you know, and we'll have the winners on in a subsequent show. So congratulations, Tom. See you tonight without my black tie. I hope I don't get turned away, right?
The most black tie thing about me will be the tie itself, but I'll be wearing this suit because I'm not going home. I've got too much to do.
And
to
some
organized.
champagne.
Lots of champagne, yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you know who wins, and you could see the winners on the website, the Cambodia Real Estate Award website, on Saturday, right?
Yes, we will. So the winners will be on the Cambodia Real Estate Awards website, realestate.com.kh itself. We'll also publish some media next week too through the newspapers, and release it on social media as well.
Okay. Well, everybody, have a good week, and good luck to the candidates. See you next week
Thank you very much.
on Cambodia Business Week. Bye for now.